The second game on the JSS home maps begins. It's going to be Midgard, as you can see. And let's see which team gets unlucky in the fish lottery. You can see that on the bottom we have spawn of JSS. So let's look how the map is for count right now. He sees a decent amount of berries, that's okayish. Other than that, he doesn't see anything. He has a decent wood spot, so he'll be pretty fine. And he has a very nice gold right at the back of his base, so he'll be pretty much fine. He's building his dock in a cove. Well, he has the fish here, but he might regret this later. We'll see soon enough. And let's take a look at the same team. Earth also berries, so that's going to be for everyone. And he doesn't see any fish. He's also building in kind of a corner. Sometimes it works, but more often not. So let's hope for the best. Does he see some fish right now? No, he doesn't. So he's out of luck at this point. But he sees a very nice gold and a hunt if he needs. So he's pretty much fine position as well. Looking at Chef as a Zeus. He also has the nice berries. Very nice gold, that's very close. And where does he build? He has the dock here. Decent fish. And it seems he'll be having some fish around, so doesn't look like a low fish map. Let's look at the TSM right now. Okay, so that's a decent position. He has some hurt in the back. A lot. Serious lot of hunt at the front. So if he wants to go some aggressive or some such, this is not even far from his base, so he'll be pretty fine to take it. As for his fishing, yeah, he's in a very nice spot. He can probably count with some more fishing spots here. Looking at player. Nice back gold. And we have a relic, 6-unit line of sight. That's pretty nice. That's going to be useful. And his fishing spot is also pretty decent, so he shouldn't be having all that much trouble. He says he sees another 3 spot here, so it's pretty much fine. As for Atlantis, how is it looking for him? I don't really see any back gold for him, and he chose a pretty bad spot for the dock, it seems. He has to go all the way here, so he won't be happy about that. And we can see that Earth actually found a decent fish, kinda close-ish, but he has to look for another fish. Oh, this far away. He actually built a second dock right away. They'll be pretty much fine. It seems, yeah, Count also went for second dock here, so they are going to cover the bottom side pretty much fine, without too much trouble. And Chef is building right now second dock as well. That's kind of unusual, but very nice. And you can see that Fan will be slow. Actually build the second dock at the same spot. And player is not even thinking about that, the same as Atlantis. So JSS actually really know what they are doing here. So let's take a look at the TCs right now. 1, 2, okay, this is the third. This TC seems pretty much okay. There's not really too much space between the teams. So this is pretty much the most important for the game, it seems, because it's a middle-ish and it's a threat for Atlantis, we can say. And this will be an important part of the map to actually battle for. We can't see any more relics here. So let's just check what the players are actually doing. And we have some lag issues. Yeah, player is showing a shield, so he is lagging for everyone, it seems. But yeah, it's not really one player's fault, actually. When you have lag, it's between both players, because the game is peer-to-peer, and it always is a fault of the geographical distance. Van is not building a dock yet, as you would expect. That's a standard start. He has a lot of willies on wood, as you would expect, going hard on the fishing spots. And how's it looking for Atlantis? He's already building a temple, so he might be up in a decent time, like maybe 440 or some such. That's pretty much okay. So how's it going, guys? For those that missed the first game last week, it was Megalopolis, and even though JSS had a very decent advantage in the early game because they went to Oranosis, they actually couldn't apply enough pressure to stop the W's from TSM. And when TSMs got into Mythic, it just got ugly, and bit by bit, JSS lost ground and finally lost the whole game. Even though Earth supposedly had a problem with its mouse, which is pretty much possible, it seemed that JSS didn't really pick the correct strategy there and lost okayish. We can see the count is just now building for a temple, so that's going to be about 530 advance, more or less. Earth, is he building a temple? No, he isn't yet, so he'll be pretty slow, but he's going for a third dock because he pretty much has to have a decent return rate on the fishing chips. And how's it looking for Chef actually? He is right now upping through Hermes, as you would expect. And how are the other guys? Ben is like 20 seconds further, and well, this cost him a bit. And the player isn't actually advancing just yet. He'll be advancing just now. And he is not even gathering a lot of gold right now. He's having trouble actually advancing on some decent time, so he might just now, yeah, and all is going on to gold. So yes, that's going to be classical fight on water as well. You can see the player build his second dock close to Atlantis, so he's expecting a double on the top. And all the while, you can see a lot of red dots. Count is really taking the sea by an attack. And this goes for all JSS. They really know what they're doing. Finish through. Count just now, but he's preparing some walls. And this guy just missed the priest. Lucky for him. And he's going for some scouting here. The whole series is best of 5. And we can see another relic. Villager kill enemies in single shot. Well, nobody is really playing anything like set, so no problem. And here we have the first water fights. Atlantis uses fast advance advantage and is annoying Count pretty soon. And with a lot of ships, this will cost some downtime for Count. But he's up right now, and is he building fishing chips or cabinets? Right now he'll be building them into the dock, I would guess. But this is an important downtime on his food gathering. Okay, so this will be Atlantis taking care of this part of the sea, and here we can see that Chef's earlier advance is actually going to be a trouble for Fen, because he wants to build a forward dog here to easily battle Chef, but he is really denied right now. And we can see, yeah, Chef has just found out where the Willy on the gold is. He has a manor here, so we'll be pretty safe from actually raiding. And well, nothing really going on here, just some minor battles. We can see that Earth has just cast Prosperity, which means inevitably past Heroic. And how's it actually looking for Count? He's doing the same, yeah, and he'll be slightly slower, but fine. Player Centaur just taking some damage here, but doing the scouting and pretty much fine. You can see the Chef has advanced on Fen, but he has to back off because he doesn't have the cover of the docks, and that's an unusual, that's a position you don't want to find yourself. So let's look, how's it looking here. Count finally getting some ground on the water. It's funny as it sounds. And he is right now chasing Atlantis. He might want to use that and actually send those ships into attack. But it wouldn't do really much because Count is really having a lot of ships right now. And he'll be controlling the water without any problem. Bit of fun fights. Not really anything important here. So how's it looking here? Nobody really wanted to commit here. So he's someone actually advancing. Well, Fen might be. He's preparing armory. And he could be wanting to actually advance. He does have a lot of fishing ships. So he will be having quite some wood. And Earth actually advanced. And we have player going for a TC. Okay. That's interesting right now. His player actually, yeah, right now. I was just going to see if he advances, and he does, and he will be using skills right now. And that could actually be the end of water for JSS. Is Fen advancing as well? Yeah, he has this one, but not really anything important. Earth's Leviathan going to wreck this ship. And we can see that Earth is actually trying to secure this DC. That's the one I was talking about as an important in the middle, and actually threat of TSM. So this is a pretty good spot for Earth to set up and try to control. Right now we can see that on the water, Count has used their advantage over Atlantis to actually do something. And is player going to do something about it? He has the skill here. He's just kind of careless on the water. Not sure if they really care about the water. Oh, haha, Atlantis wanted this TC, but no. Earth will have none of it, and this TC won't come up, which is kind of a decent spot to do this thing, because this will allow him to gain more advantage than his enemies actually planned. But well, player is ready with some army. This is going to be a bit difficult for a player, or sorry, for Earth to maintain. You can see that player already went for medium Hippicons, which is what you want to do against Negi, because then basically medium Hippicons can take on any Egi unit that they can put up. Count has just built another TC, so we can see 2-2-1, 2-1-2, so they are pretty much equal. And Count is going to help Earth secure this middle position, but well, can he do it in time? Atlantis joining the battle with quite some army. And Chef is also looking to join the battle, so we might see a very large middle battle here quite soon. And we have defensive ancestors right now. So that's the most powerful spell for the Egyptian guys gone. Quite early actually. But this might be worth it. Let's just see if they can actually pump up enough army here. We see some blue dots here. So while these guys are doing damage, let's check on that. And that's actually Chef trying to raid Fen. Well, of course, why not? Fen is now in Heroic as well, right? And he is through Underworld Passage, the same as Chef. The only one who isn't up is Atlantis. And well, is the raid doing actually anything? If he just goes here, it will. And yes, he does. And well, this is going to hurt the release. Even though not for long, because you can see that the army defending the guys is right back. Alright, so this TC seems to be more or less secured, because the ancestors actually allowed JSS to gain enough ground. And as soon as this Midgard comes up, we can actually say that Atlantis is in a position you don't really want to find yourself. Oh, that was quick advance into Mythic. And right on. Okay, goodbye Atlantis TC, and he's pretty much in a trouble. If he was advancing, he is not now. Wow, that's a nice strat from JSS. And we can see that they really are keen on actually taking Atlantis' base, and player is forced to take bronze because they need to take this battle as much as they can, because the two Aegis are really putting up enough pressure to actually destroy Atlantis at this point, even though he seems to be rebuilding both of these TCs. Will it actually help him, and will they allow him? Well, this TC might come up, this not so much. Very clever use of Phoenix, so let's check battle on the water right here. Ben actually is taking some initiative on the water and is trying to do some damage to Chef, and the same thing is going for Atlantis. So they might actually pull something off here. Oh, some nice raiding from Chef on Ben, but is it going to do any damage? Doesn't really seem so. Just a few of those hoplites, that's kinda enough to do the damage. But right now, Chef at least knows what's going on here, and he knows where the Willies are. Count really going aggressively here with these Migdals, but he might be forced to actually relinquish this spot at this point. It doesn't seem he's paying enough attention right now at this spot, and he's going to lose the Willies. In the middle, Fan is actually trying to steal Chef's TC, and he will be successful, so that's kinda careless from Chef. All the while he's raiding, Fan is actually outplaying him and stealing his TC and doing the raiding of his own on the caravans. Okay, so JSS better notice this, otherwise this might escalate into a problem. And player is really doing pretty well here. He's defending against two pretty much single-handedly, and that's not simple feat against two Aegis, but he's doing very fine. He has some nice upgrades just as well, that's kinda cool. And that's also why he's able to actually keep those two Aegis at check. But right now, with catapults, the real fun begins actually. Well, obviously not for long. Heavy Hippicons, decent line of upgrades. Okay, that's going to be tough. But mercenaries, when Egi is in a problem, mercenaries are the guys you call upon. Okay, so this will be stalled thanks to black guys. So let's check what's Chef doing with Fan. Fan is actually through Hephaestus, so he's just going to spam some very good units like Colossi pretty soon. And he's using better units, obviously. Chef isn't really prepared to deal with the hoplites, and we can see that Chef is actually trying to build some barracks right at the back here, but that's not really doing enough. And how are these guys doing? Not really well. Underwater, pretty much nothing is happening, so let's get back to the battle on the land. And right now we can see that on the DCs we are pretty much even. Only Atlantis is just at 1. And right now he will be at 2, because right now he will be able to finish the DC actually. Just a bit later, sorry. But the pressure here is real brutal from Atlantis, and well, player will have to do a lot to actually defend this guy. All the while Count is eating into him, and now he's looking for actually Fan. He's doing much better against Chef, and Chef might be in need of help pretty soon, because as we could see, Fan stole his third, So Chef is actually limited to just 2 TCs, and he doesn't have any way how to remedy that. He might be wanting to take this TC, but right now it doesn't seem so. How's it looking for some ups? Pretty much nothing. On count side, how about Earth? Just the basic line. And well, that's basically why player is winning here, because he has all the upgrades he needs and he's really wrecking anything that can put up here. Yeah, just talking. Earth saying to Chef that he should take the middle DC to actually stay on even ground with Fan, because right now Fan is going to destroy Chef unless he does something. Chef doesn't have all that many upgrades, and Fan will be picking up the cheaper from Zeus or rather Hephaestus, and all the while they are in the middle of the trade, so this will hurt the Aegis quite badly. And they really should help. They should help Chef as much as they can. All the while, Earth is trying to push here with the use of mercs. That's actually not a bad idea, but as long as he can actually support this military production, because without a useful trade, he will be in trouble as an Aegis soon. And we have a ceasefire, because this situation is not really anything nice right now. So TSM actually thought that they were going to lose this and decided to go for a ceasefire. Okay, someone should definitely take this TC before TSM decided they wanted more. Alright, this means actually that Count is taken 4th and Chef will be stuck at 2, which means that he will definitely need help from someone. He can't really defend this by himself. We have Count to Mythic through Thoth. Is maybe player advancing as well? Where are his other TCs? Yeah, he is going through Hephaestus and he'll be soon there. And we can see this Titan. Will he come up? Well, this might actually destroy it. And he's doing the right thing, building more buildings around so that they take the damage from the Titan Gate and it receives less. Okay, and here we go. Here are the meteors. Oh, right into it. And is he going to do enough? Wow, right into it, but it's not doing enough damage. Simply because Fan was very clever and built the buildings around, and that absorbed a lot of damage, and right now that was just a waste. Nothing more than a waste. So let's check what's going to happen to here. Well, this is kind of a stallish mate, so let's check some other side here. Oh, Fan actually trying to take this TC because JSS underestimated him pretty badly. Atlantis is through heroic, using Thea. And this TC actually will come up. It doesn't seem that JSS is actually taking this seriously enough. And once this is up, oh, you don't wanna you don't wanna have a Zeus on 4 TCs. Well, okay, this is nicely defended. Interesting. And this actually gives Chef some time to do something reasonable here. Earth is building his own Titan Gate, which is just as well, because if this Titan comes up in time, it won't actually be able to do enough damage there. Yeah, they are getting stuck there. So how's it looking here? DC is up. That's very bad news for JSS right now. It's a very, very bad news. And we can see some interesting Underworld Passage, yeah, going for the Titans of course, and that's going to die. without too much trouble. Colossi, and how many? Like that's a 10 hoplites. Goodbye, Titan Gate. So that's one Titan down. And they can maybe use this army to actually take down the TC if they want it. Let's check the battlefield. Still stallish, nothing really going on. But nothing going on, that's not really accurate. You can see that player at 4 TCs is really pushing for it. And you have 2 Zeuses at 4 TCs, while the only Zeus on JSS is at 2. And this doesn't really look promising for JSS right now. You can see that the yellows with all the upgrades are really doing a lot of damage, and you can see that Earth has pretty much none upgrades. And how's it looking for count? Better, but still weaker than player as you would expect. And this is 1 TC less. This doesn't really seem too good for JSS. Titan is up, and can he make it in time for this one? Oh, well, I wouldn't really expect it, but it's not like this Titan is actually gonna do enough damage. The Underworld is really brutal here, and it's actually going to cause the TC if they actually don't pay enough attention to it. But they are right now. So will they maybe take down the TC? Count is actually finally advancing through Atlantis. It took quite some time, he's at 1 TC, so the game is kinda openish right now, but really, they should up all the upgrades they have available. Otherwise, as soon as TSM player or fans switch to Myrmidons, it's going to be a very tough battle for them. The Titan Gate of Blue is at 81%. And this Titan is having a hard time actually fighting way through, so we will actually see a 1v1 battle of the Titans. Other than that, the Underworld is gone, this TC is saved, but this TC is still not getting destroyed, and Fan is decidedly trying to build some buildings here and do as much damage as he can. Count is finally doing enough. Also thanks to some of the upgrades, even though he could do better. And is right now putting up enough pressure against Atlantis to actually keep him at bay. But player is going for a 5th TC, and well, they are going through the middle, right into the center, and right into the trade here. Chef's Titan is ready, but he's at 2 TCs, and that's 20 pop less, so he won't be able to put up any army. Actually, Fen decides to complement his. And yeah, as you can see, balls going on. Second from Fan. So this Chef's Titan may actually die, and fans will survive for the moment there. And last hit. And goodbye. And let's quickly chat here what's going on. That's your 5 TC Zeus. Actually taking battle to you. And not even all the mercenaries you can put up can deal with all those Colossi. And that means that all JSS are at 2 TCs, while player is at 5 and at 4. Okay, that's a lot. Well, JSS are not really giving up, they are trying to do as much as they can, but their battle here is stalled, they need to retreat, and player is actually doing quite a lot. He's right 5 TCs against 4, and he's single-handedly winning this game right now. Very nice strategy choice from him, and he played the pocket to the fullest potential. And oh, what is this? That's a blue spot right at the back of Fan's base. Okay, that's a nice defensive position. Because actually no unit can get near this Petroboli, and if he can move like this ever closer, he might actually be able to take down a lot of buildings there. Yeah, he's just pointing that this is in water range actually, and if someone wanted to take it down, it would be possible. You can see that Chef actually was trying to do that, but Fan has denied him. And what else is happening here? Fan has lost this DC and is losing this position, so JSS are actually doing quite a lot not to lose. Well, this is kind of a tough position here. They have just built at the worst place possible, and they are going to stack their caravans. That's not going for very nice trade there. Well, one Petroboli isn't really going to do enough damage here, and Fan is actually trying to return with his Titan to destroy the buildings there. All the while player is really going forward here. We can see the player is turret Titan Age, and well, he shouldn't have too much opposition actually building it. Chef does have Underworld, but they don't really have an army to actually take it down. Okay, so this will be reclaimed by count, it seems. It shouldn't be actually too much problem. Even though player is trying to secure it somehow, he doesn't really have enough units here right now. But it seems JSS are kind of underestimating this position, and they should really upgrade here. Let's quickly check how is Blue doing. Not really well. And we can see Atlantis is through Hecate, so we have everyone in the Mythic, right? Yes. And Fan is forced to use second ceasefire, because he actually wants to steal the TC. Oh, that's a nice play. Nice play, and yeah, as I said, JSS underestimated this TC, and they are going to pay for it right now. This will actually allow TSMs to establish quite some nice beachhead here. And the battle will be right in their midst. All the while player has built this Titan Gate, yeah, and he's walling it up to actually defend. In the meantime, let's check how is Chef actually doing. He is trying to take down the TC. With, well, with those two Helipoli, he could be fine. But right now, the extra TC might actually help Fan defend here. We have some more sea chips, yeah, from Blue, and he will be annoying Yellow as much as he can. Actually, JSS, they still don't have much upgrades, do they? Not really. And we have Atlantis with another Titan Gate. And this could spell disaster for JSS, because they won't be able to defend against so many Titans. They have just one Titan Gate left on their team, and they will be facing two Titans, it seems. TSM has just lost this TC, thanks to some nice catapulting. And this is really a pitched battle right now. And we can see that just now, Chef was actually able to take down Fan's TC, so Fan is right now down to 2 TCs. That's interesting. He was most of the game at 3 and 4, and right now he is at 2, and Chef is actually trying to reclaim his third. And once he does that, he might actually be able to push, to put enough pressure on his enemies, and he still has ceasefire. Alright. Chef is doing it cleverly. He actually wants to be secured in his position, and he's building his towers to actually have some kind of reasonable spot there. How are his upgrades? Pretty nice, because he's using Hephaestus upgrade as well. And right now, well, he's pretty much fine, but TSM, they are going for a wonder here, because they feel they might not actually take this game. As weird as it sounds, with how much advantage they actually have at one point, they are slowly actually losing their advantage. It's quite interesting indeed. This is just some interesting Helipoli battle, and we can see we have a lot of things happening here. As Chef was actually trying to destroy players TC, right now it's coming back to him, and Earth might be losing his TC himself. Nice play there. Ben is also trying to secure this part of the map so that he isn't actually surprised. And how's the TC looking? Right now it should be coming up, unless the Titan is actually coming there. In the middle, Fan player is actually forced to kind of retreat because Atlantis is not really doing enough with his two TCs. And let's see what the Titans actually do right now. I'd kinda hate to see this decided by the Wonder, but it might really come to that. Okay, so this TC won't be coming up. That's probably the best use of the Titan right now. To actually, if you can't take the TC, at least deny your opponent. That's the best you can do right now. Not really sure what Chef alone can do then against this. He should really get some help from the Eggy. Yep, some siege towers, they should really see some battle. And player quite advantageously going for a forward gold here. Nothing goes to waste in this map. How's it Atlantis with upgrades? Okay, decentish lineup. And finally we see some better upgrades here. The second Titan is doing what is probably the best. He's going to destroy some of the buildings here. He could possibly house a count and take down the TCs. That's probably the best use for him, because they don't really have enough resources to battle player and at the same time the Titan. They have to concentrate on each side. And how's it looking? This player's Titan is doing a lot of damage, because Chef can't really do anything about it with the limited arsenal at his disposal, and especially when he's just at 2 TCs. He's right now fighting Fan, who will soon be at 3 TCs, and he's fighting Titan. That's a difficult battle, not really something you want to find yourself in. And he definitely needs help, or he's going to be wrecked. Some blue dot here. Okay, so Chef is actually trying to do some backfighting here. He wants to build some colossi and actually take the TCs from behind. That's nice. And we can see this TC is down and the Titan is going for another. But the middle is pretty much secured here for JSS. And they are actually going to take down players TC. Yes, they will. And that will help them, because he has the Titan, and that will mean less army here to actually annoy Earth together with Count. Very nice walls, but well, what are they good for when you leave a hole there through the forest, really? So right now he's going to house Chef even more. That's going to be even more trouble. Okay, so they actually have, JSS still have Underworld, so they are not in all that much hurry to actually deal with the Wonder. But they have 2 Titans here, and they have a lot of work to do. Right now TCs are for 7 against 8, so it's not really all that problematic looking at the Aegis and Mercenaries. But soonish Chef will actually be without a TC, and that's not going to bode well for JSS. Because right here, you see the advantage of numbers. Fan is at 3 TCs, and Chef is right now at just 1. And there's absolutely no way he can actually win against that. So, teammates, where is the help here? Well, at least some decent help here, but it's not really going their way, is it? And Chef recognized this art as well. Quite a fun game actually. This seemed like an easy TSM win at one point, but at this point of the game it actually looked like JSS might be able to do something about it. If it wasn't for the Titans, I would actually guess that JSS might have won the map. The Titans, that's really what killed Chef here. The one Titan, and well, you can't really fight the battles without DCs here. Very nice play from TSM, and it's right now 2-0 for them. Let's check the post game. The TSM player was definitely the MVP. He played very well this pocket, and he really carried the game all along. You can see most units killed, very nice ratio, really well played. JSS had a very interesting strategy, but not not good enough to actually destroy the double Zeus. And that's how it ended. Even though Atlantis wasn't really doing all that much the whole game, the TSM player was really great, and all the props to him. Fan also played very nicely and did a lot of damage, as much as he could. GG.